The views and opinions of the hosts and guests are their own and do not necessarily reflect the views of the management and staff of Guardian Radio.
You're listening to Talking Heads with Naughty, hosted by Earl the Pearl, on Guardian Radio, 96.9 FM.
Yeah. I'll never go in wrong congregation. Boy. Rastaman a born pagan.
Talking Heads with Naughty is brought to you by Burger King, City of Hope, Fine Threads, Jazz in the Gardens, John's Department Store, Joker's Wild, Collect, KFC, Naughty Johnny's, NRG Nutrition, Percy's Island Games, Pinder Tile, Prince Masters, and Tropical Gyros.
I'll never go where the pagans go. Never do what the heathens do. Cause Rastafari give all the guidance. I'll never say.
Good afternoon, good day, happy Thursday. It's a Talking Heads Thursday. This your boy Burley in the house. How everybody doing today? So good to be here on Guardian Radio 96.9 FM. How are y'all doing? Oh, so good to be here with you. But, before we get started, you got to become a Talking Head. Today we got a lot of stuff to talk about. Boy, let me figure out how y'all can become a Talking Head today.
Here's how you can become a Talking Head, brought to you by BTC.
All you got to do is call me at 323-6232, 323-6232, 325-4316, 325-4316, or 325-4259. That's 325-4259. Or you can call me toll-free 242-300-5720. And of course, if you're too shy to talk on the radio, text me. And it's powered by BTC. That's 422-4796, 422-4796. Come here. Man, I wait on this little cold front to hurry up come. Because it's hot. But hopefully, by the weekend, I see we're supposed to have some cold weather this weekend, so we'll see how that goes. But let's figure out what's going on in the headlines before we get into anything else.
It's time for Headliners. Everything that's making headlines in the 242. Brought to you by the Fine Threads.
All right, let's see what's going on in the headlines with The Guardian this morning. China fires back. Chinese ambassador defends presence in Bahamas region. Just the one that gets me. Nearly 500 public servants, retirees rehired. Ain't hire me back. Private school teacher accused of indecent assault. PM defers answers for question time. Again. And the BPSU chief blasts civil service retirees rehiring. Yeah, we can talk about that a little bit. Let's see what's going on the business page. Palacios, no significant environmental impact expected from SpaceX booster landing. Data being collected will be analyzed next week, hands over, and discusses with DEPP. Lundy, based on Falcon 9 launches in other areas, we do not believe there are going to be significant impact. Keyword is significant impact. There's going to be an impact. SpaceX booster landing having a positive impact on Exuma businesses. CCL to officially open on July 19th. And Bo, lack of national development plan hinders private sector innovation. Interesting. Very, very interesting. What you all feeling, man? How you all feel about all these old, I say all these old people hired back. All these retirees hired back. But just before we get to that, let's look at a couple of short announcements here. Collect, the Bear of the Bahamas invites you to Victory Fest 2025. Join us on Saturday, March 1st, at Smugglers Square for an epic celebration of the 2024 Boxing Day and 2025 New Year's Day Junkanoo winners, the Saxon Superstars. The Junkanoo season may be over, but the celebration is just getting started. Enjoy music by Playhouse DJs Lil Giant and DJ Tank, and performing live Fan Sean and D-Mac. Let's celebrate the 4 straight Junkanoo winners, Saxon Superstars. And don't forget what's happening on Monday. Monday is 242 Day. On Monday, February 24th, this and every 24th of February, the 24th day of the second month, get it, 242. Show your Bahamian pride, fly your Bahamian flags, wear Bahamian flag colors, eat Bahamian foods, create and listen to Bahamian music, donate in sequences of 242, Do something 242 times or 2.42 times. I tried the 242 times and made it 2.4. Merchants consider pricing items with $2.42 or $24.20 or $242, etc. You know what they're trying to say. So let's have some fun on Monday. I didn't get my shirt pick out. I can have some corned beef and grits for breakfast. I can have me some fried snapper for lunch. I can be all Bahamian. All you can hear is Bahamian music. I'm a flags out. It can be a good Bahamian 242 day. Let's celebrate 242 day on Monday, everybody. Don't forget, okay? That's the 24th of the second month of the year. The Americans and the Chinese get in a little fight. The Americans trying to get us to take sides. And I think it's best that we stay neutral in this. The Chinese are here. The Americans are here. And we got to do what's best for the Bahamas. And if both are helping us, then help us, all right? Then, I was shocked when I watched the House of Assembly yesterday. First of all, not because others did wrong, you do wrong. Don't tell me the former F&M government didn't answer questions, so that's why you're not going to answer questions. No. Show me better. And I'm disappointed that the Prime Minister deferred the questions again for the last 2 years. And these questions were posed to him in 2023, this 2025. You got to answer the questions. If you think the administration did wrong, fine, they did wrong. They get voted out. They're not here anymore. You're in charge. You're the power now. Fix it. And let's hear the answers to the questions. The Bahamian people have a right to know how the money's being spent. Then, nearly 500 public servants, retirees, rehired. And then I listened to the little voice note, or the news story, I should say, from the president of the Teachers Union. And you got some retirees coming in at $104,000. You're getting allowance, housing allowance, that allowance, this allowance that is bringing your plus gratuities are bringing your salary per year up to $150,000 a year. Plus you're getting your pension. Wow. And I remember they used to say when Mr. Ingram came back, he was double dipping. What is that? Do we need to bring, and mind you, I believe in a nice mix of mature or experience and not so experienced but educated, so you could give them the experience. But you can't say, man, we bringing 500 back who can do the job, And you have enough people there in the public service who can help them get the experience. All right, I mean, if you bring them back, fine. All right, let's say it's good. Let's say it's okay to bring them back. Let's say it's okay to bring them back. Fine, it's okay to bring them back. But are all that money? And let's just say that's what everyone is making. Let me pull out my little calculator here to see how much, and I'm just going by that figure. Not all getting that. But let's just say all are. Let's just say it. That's for argument's sake. $150,000 times 500. Oh, my goodness. No, man, that can't be right. No, it ain't like that. It ain't no $75 million. No. I ain't accepting that. But the point is, we need to have did we need to bring all the former permanent secretaries back? And it ain't only that, because they brought back the former commissioner of police was out. They brought him back, and they brought back some other officers. You had one who was working PI, retired. I see him in blue on over Christmas. Is this what we need to do? Is this a message that we're sending to young people? Are we telling them we don't need them? Let's read a couple of texts. Good day, Pearlie. Why is it that the government bring back 491 old people to work in various government areas and 480 are still receiving 2 pensions? Isn't that dumb? Okay, it's political. Please tell me how much money that is. Well, I did the math on 500, and that's how it makes it like $75 million a year. That's a lot. Great show as usual. Now, if SpaceX let us put our groceries from BJ's and Sam's and rocket them here, that would be something. Great show as usual. A lot of people have been pushed back on government hiring the older, retired people back because there are people that has not gotten their back pay and proper promotions. Great show as usual. I keep telling y'all, if we, the Bahamas, sweetheart in China and US, we cannot expect eventually. You don't have a cat fight that what happens when you're sleeping around. Now the sweetheart want us pick which one to stay in bed with. Boy, I tell you, from pillow to post. You ought to come up. I did some creative stuff now. Hi, Pearlie. How are you? It is not fair to hire these senior retired persons and pay them a full salary with other benefits and a full pension. It should be one salary only. The F&M did not do that, but as soon as the PLP went in, they started again. It is unconscionable. Why am I getting... Good afternoon. Good afternoon. If one retired person making $304,000 in 2 years, let's add it up for 480 retired persons. If they 480 retired persons are paying $15,000 a month in salary and full monthly pension, that's $7.2 million monthly combined for the 480 retired persons. In the year, that's over $85 million. So before the next election, they would be paying them, some retired workers, they brought back over $85 million in salary and pension for just 1 year. And if it's that, I don't know what to say. You know what? I can just let my caller say something. Caller on the air. How you doing?
Good evening, Pearlie. How you doing?
I'm here, my brother. Thank God for life.
First time caller.
You're so happy to have you here. What you saying?
Yeah, man. I'm 56. Sixth generation Bahamian.
Okay.
I've been observing party politics all of my life. I don't understand when the Bahamians are going to come to realization that the people we've been voting in, you could only judge the person based on their behavior, how they treat you. They just don't care. You know, what's most unfortunate is a lot of these young aspiring leaders goes into politics, and for some reason, they just change. They just change, and they become what the old mindset are all about. We would hope that the young people get in there and make a difference, man, to change the status quo. But I didn't vote last election because I know what's going to happen.
Okay.
And I hope that the Bahamian people come to the realization that when you go to vote for somebody, ask yourself, what does this person have to offer? What have they done in the community?
Okay.
A party. Just don't go to party out, man. You know, we have some good independent persons who run independent. If they mean the community well, vote them in, man. We gotta break this cycle. You know, what we are setting up for a future in the Bahamas with Bahamians is we have these young people now who are supposed to be making money. They're young, they're vibrant. They are the place where they should be able to qualify for a home and work to save money. But they are not getting jobs. The senior people who are supposed to already been retired and live their lives, so to speak, and accomplish some goals so they could sit aside and help groom the young people. They seems to be the one who does. It seems like they don't have any shame. My God, man, I know. It's unfortunate what this Bahamas is dealing with, you know.
Well, you know, they may think we don't listen, we don't care, so they just do what they want to do, and because we can just forget about it, the election, they take $100 in our pocket and sell our vote for $20 a year or whatever, and not pay attention to what the issues are. We vote too many times on emotion. We don't listen to the plans of the particular party or my area. What you can do to stop the stray dogs, what you can do to stop the crime. But, you know, we don't listen to them things. We just want to go out and get the best party.
We mean they have beat us down to the place where we're not concerned about a job or a promotion or a contract.
Yep.
Come on, man. Or they could throw us a Christmas party or give us turkey or ham or they fix our park or roads. This is man, they have beat us down too bad, man, if that's how the way we thinking.
We got to think better. We got to look at the plans and say, how this going to affect me next week? You know, how this is going to affect me next year after next. But, you know, hopefully some people start thinking about it and listen to what the leaders of the individual or the individuals have to say when they're trying to get your vote.
And, you know, and why the Bahamian people are being challenged, a lot of foreigners are moving in, and it seems like the system is more in their favor.
They know, guess what? They come and they talk to each other. They find out how the system works, and they manipulate the system, but we don't do that. We allow the foreigners to come here and work our system better than us.
See, we don't fight. We don't really challenge, you know. That's what I love about Bahamians. They're peaceful, loving, kind people, but I believe at some point we are too trusting.
Enough is enough.
Thank you, my brother.
All right, brother. Thanks for calling. Don't be a stranger. Callie on the air. How you doing?
Hey, Pearlie, long time, my brother.
Hey, my brother. A little while. What's happening?
Boy, right here. I'm right here, my brother. let me just say to the previous caller, don't say Bahamians don't challenge. Bahamians challenge each other. They don't challenge the government when it comes down to doing the right thing for the Bahamian people.
Okay.
You know, I was just in BPL just now.
Uh-huh.
And I can tell you, the lines in BPL right now just to pay a light bill is totally ridiculous. The level of bills that these persons have accumulated over a small period of time, especially much.
Uh-huh.
You know, the conversation we had was, why Bahamian people are paying the electrical bills anyway? When we got this big sunlight here, we borrow all these millions of dollars for all these infrastructures and stuff. I mean, where's the goal to basically? And I know some people say it's practically impossible to do, but we should at least get more bang for the buck with solar farms than with fossil fuel.
Well,
we've been talking about this thing for a long time.
Yes, we have.
I see no true progression. I mean, we get the sun. What? How many days a year?
365 days a year we get sunshine. Uh-huh.
You know, I just trying to figure out where are our minds. You know, we spend so much time fighting each other over these political parties and these political moguls in these parties. When these persons who we fighting over, they have monies to make it. They're not worrying about any bills on a daily basis, apparently. But the small man, he got to try squeeze blood from every dollar that we can get to just live comfortably in this country. And it's like they don't have a care in the world.
Yeah.
But I don't blame the politicians, Willie.
No, I mean, if you get a donkey, you ride it, right?
Okay, and that's exactly, I love that analogy. You know, that's exactly what we are. Donkeys. We allow these people live high off the hog, continue to ride us, pile the taxes upon us. There's hardly no reward for the Bahamian people to live comfortably in the country. And we just throw our hands up and say, hey, where's the rest? Throw the rest on me. Come finish riding me.
Yeah.
We have to fix this country, Purdy.
We do.
Thanks for taking my call.
Thanks for calling, my brother. We got to fix our country. Don't go nowhere, caller. I can come to you right now. Let me just read these couple of texts. Rather than hiring these old people who are already retired, the government should have raised the pension for pensioners. Next election, this government gone. Pearly, I got some good info. There was 1 million pounds of kerosene fuel on that rocket. How much gallons is that? Now, why are you asking me that on here? Pearly, Grand Bahama have 3 large solar plants installing here right now. Really? Hello, Pearly. Please tell Minister Pierre Glover that not every ministry is sending in the promotions for the workers assigned to their departments. These workers are being neglected because of these same old heads that brought back to clog up the system. Tell Minister Glover Roll and the PM to start checking on promotions, please. Too many are still waiting. You think there ain't no way? It's right there, but anyway. Great show as usual. Tell the caller all y'all want is a contract and good government job. This is unconscionable, and as a qualified nurse with 2 specialties, having worked 40 years serving my Bahamian people, and my pension is only $1,800 plus a month. Additionally, it is very difficult in our system to be rehired, even though there are severe shortages of nurses. Thank you. And let me take this. I can take you right now. Caller. Let's see. Go to the phone lines, please. If this caller, that's you texting me, caller, come, you on the air. How you doing? That's you texting me, tell me go to the phone line?
No.
Okay, how you doing?
What are you saying, buddy?
Right there, my brother. What's happening?
Because anyway, to the Bahamian people, when you talk about these people returning and taking up the jobs, them salaries, what they quote, that could pay like 5 nurses or 5 incoming policemen, right?
But I don't know what the I don't know what the incoming salary is. Probably at least 3, 4, maybe.
$100,000 a year?
Yeah.
Okay. At least 4, right?
Yeah, maybe 4, yeah.
Right. So, I called earlier on our show, but I was talking about some personal thing, my personal issue, but I wasn't talking about.
Okay.
Because all I was trying to say to him was, they brought back someone in archives. They didn't want me to call names. But in 2006, I showed her the information that I got out of the Registrar General office, gave it to her. She told me I needed to go and make an appointment to see Dr. Gail Sanders, so you know how long that was.
Yeah.
And the record ain't changed yet. So what our children are being taught, the record is they need to be changed according to the Charles Parkinson estate. And she's back. She was retired for so many years. And he thought I was going to talk about the personal thing, but they can't touch me. You know what I mean? With what I'm dealing with that thing, you know, personal issue.
Yeah, I understand that, yeah.
You know?
Uh-huh.
So when they when they bring them back, and would you say calculated sum up?
Well, that was one person that one contract that the president of the teachers union saw for about $150,000 a year.
Yeah, my fellow college mate. I mean, you know, person Belinda Wilson, when the mighty Falcons and Sinog and Raleigh, North Carolina.
Yeah.
Yeah. See, these people, they don't even take care of who they have to take care of. And like Michael Jackson's song, they don't care about us. You need to play that. So, you know, to the Bahamian people. But you got an election, and the pseudo king from Cat Islands and Salvador and Monkey. What do they do? They don't. What they saying now? They don't answer you. Then they send Freddie from Falkland out to say all kind of foolishness. You know, remember what he said that they perfidious. He called the doctors and no, so ain't get paid yet from a couple of months ago.
Yeah.
Arguing for money what they didn't work for, right?
Yeah.
Man, all I want to say is they don't really care about us. They all have a nice day.
Thank you, my brother. Tex, if you were paid a couple $1 million to assess the environment after one landing, are you going to jeopardize being paid 19 more times in your reportings? Let's go, man. Wow. Tex, are you saying that they're getting paid a ton of money and they're not going to give us an accurate report? Wow. Let's take our first break. Yes, man. This is Pearly here on Guardian Radio 96.9 FM. It's a Talking Heads Thursday. We can get these messages in. We'll be right back.
When the wicked rise against the eye, order my steps, O Jah. The way is dark and I'm alone, but still I fear no foe, no. 'Cause now is not the time to sleep or turn the other cheek. 'Cause the wicked in a Babylon stew ya if you're weak. Whoa, plead my cause, oh Jah, and let me stand firm when the wicked rise.
Craving some extra finger-licking good flavor? Well, love is in the air at KFC, and it's downright irresistible. KFC's made pieces of the crispy Kentucky Fried Chicken that you love and paired with 4 buttery biscuits, 8 saucy nuggets, large creamy mashed potatoes with gravy, and 4 sweet strawberry dessert biscuits. Pass by KFC today and crunch in love with a Mega Love Bucket. KFC is finger-licking good.
Pinder is carrying a new line of tile, the Sky series of porcelain. It comes in 4 colors, Sky Noir, Sky Azure, Sky Gris, and this one, Sky Glance. In this particular tile, I think you'll find coin gray, silver gray, cloud gray, and gray. All of these are seamlessly blended to make the Sky Glance one beautiful tile. The Sky series of porcelain comes in 2 formats, 24 by 24 at $5.30 a square foot and 12 by 24 at $5.25 a square foot.
Cancer Treatment Centers of America is now City of Hope, creating one of the leading cancer care and research networks from coast to coast, providing more of what you need. More locations means more care closer to home. More specialists means more expertise. More research means more breakthroughs. More advancements means more treatment options. And more options means more hope. Learn more at cancercenter.com.
John Shoes and Accessories is your one-stop shop for all your footwear needs. You will find what you're looking for among the growing collection of classic and trendy styles with new arrivals every week. John's covers the whole family and has great prices, helpful and friendly customer service. Your experience shopping with us will be time well spent. Shop with us online at www.johnshoes.com. John's also now carries small home appliances. So come on into John's, located on Rosetta Street in Palmdale and Carmichael Road West. John's, we put fashion at your feet.
You're listening to Talking Heads with Naughty, hosted by Earl the Pearl. On Guardian Radio, 96.9 FM.
It's time for brought to you by John's Shoes.
Yeah. I'll never go in wrong congregation.
And welcome back to our Talking Heads Thursday here on Guardian Radio 96.9 FM. This Pearly. So good to be here with you today. Let's get right to the cup. We got a couple of texts here. Says, good afternoon, Pearly. The government could use that $84 million to invest in Grand Bahama in the constituencies to do simple stuff to create some type of economic growth. With $85 million, you could get several community centers, couple fish and farmers markets, several community farm, and Keep West End Clean initiative, and about 2,000 small and medium grants for small and medium businesses. You sure can. Great show as usual. I'm always hearing during election money in T-shirts. I have never seen this or experienced this question, which area you go for the money in the T-shirt. I ain't going Black Village. No, sir, no, not my mother first. Well, I've heard the stories. I've heard people who said they received, but I can't tell you that true or not or so. So don't quote me on that one. Caller, you are on the air. How you doing?
Yeah, I'm doing okay.
Hey, see,
Alan.
How you doing? What's happening, brother? What you saying?
I seen the T-shirts. I seen the money. I just never seen them together.
What's happening?
Okay. Hey, I got another question for you. Like, knock, knock. Who's there?
Who's there?
Huh?
Who's there?
Oh, no. What's the password? Knock, knock. Who's there? What's the password? I see old people. Because they're not like us. You know why? They ain't like them other people.
Yeah.
They don't like minors.
You better behave yourself here. What you saying, man? Talk to me.
Okay, the solar Jeff spoke about, right?
Uh-huh.
It costs $1 million each megawatt. So that means if you put 300 megawatts on if you want to put 300 megawatts on New Providence, it would cost $300 million. Less than what we spend for oil. That means I could generate 100% of the energy, at least during the daytime, that you need. You need 5 square miles for that size solar system. If you don't count the roofs, because you can put them all on roofs and stuff, right, and have people actually do for the grid, which is what we should have been doing rather than this garbage with pipe. But let's say you want 5 square miles. The 5 square miles is on South Beach because it gives 20 to 25% even more efficiency if you put it over water. So we don't want to solve our energy problem. Okay, let me tell you why. That $300 million that we spend and those tens and hundreds of millions of dollars that you pay VAT on is what the government depends on revenue. So when I tell you that we have a carbon-based economy running around the world claiming that we are against carbon, it's pure foolishness. Okay? So when you look at youth employment, $400 million, right, over 5 years for this so-called consultants, and that might be on the small end when you look for the effect. You remember now, because we didn't have this money, we have to borrow this money to pay them. So then you look at the interest we have to pay on that over 40 to 50 years. But here's what happened: had the government remember, these doesn't $75 million or $70 million we pay for consultants separately. Okay, so that's $1 billion over time. But do you know if you had spent maybe $5 million for a real language knowledge LLM model of AI, it could replace the whole $70 million of those advisors, because they have never written a report yet that any of us could see and given advice. But if you take the $400 million for these advisors, first of all, what they did shows a level of incompetence in our civil service. This is what they're saying. That is so far-fetched to simply say that we got 25,000 people working in there, and unless they brought these 500 people back, they were incapable of functioning systems and procedures that has been around for 30, 40, 50 years. So, I mean, it's like almost an insult, not just to young people, to the entire workforce. And then you bring back someone to say they can prepare the person who they didn't prepare for the 30 years they were there.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's this is pure politics. So when you look at the youth employment, right?
Yes.
Here it is that you also brag about putting back thousands, maybe thousands and thousands of people on the 52 youth program that's been there for 10, 15 years. Imagine this. These guys at some time are getting paid below $200 a week. So you have never developed an economy that allow people to leave a minimum wage job for 10, 15 years so they could have gone into the private sector or something. And so you keep growing, you keep putting more people into civil service, tax us to pay them, and then tax them to pay themselves, and then tax them. And this is why we have what is called diminishing return, because a study showed a little over a decade ago that we only needed 7,500 people in our civil service in the Bahamas based on the services we provide with the use of technology. 7,500 for the 25,000 that we have using her number of the 2%. And then when you add the state-owned enterprises, that tells us that we are doing something wrong. One other point on this China issue that we keep talking about, this dating thing, right?
Yeah.
We already live in a house with we already married to America, man. You know,
So China's the sweetheart then?
Yeah, the wife is warning the husband about watch what the sweetheart is doing. She's trying to trick you, right?
Uh-huh.
But let's talk about common ground, right? This isn't about investments, because we talk about investments. We like to say Americans invest here all the time, but we never miss the point. It's a fight concerning not Chinese investing here. It's the Chinese government investing here versus Americans investing here.
Yeah.
Okay? So if you want to go government to government, that's a different thing. But see, context is actually important.
Yes.
And so what is important for us to understand, though, where is our lifeblood in the past, in the present, in the future? Now let's look at the present. We depend on 85% of them for our economy, almost for everything else. And yes, we could create some logistic thing, because the Chinese government, through C.K. Hutchison and Hutchison Whampoa, already own 50% of the land here, and most of the land here in Freeport. But understand this, they've been here for how much, 20, 30 years? They're the largest medical place. They're the largest telecommunications place. They're the land Bahama dump, and they own 50% of the land mass here, because they have no interest in developing Grand Bahama. So why would they have an interest in developing the rest of the Bahamas unless it serves some long-term or whatever interest? Not ours, theirs. But when you look at the future, you remember we had the TikTok argument, and now you have the DeepSeek argument concerning where data is kept and you can't have access to it, whatever.
Yeah.
Well, that's not the policy in America, they're not. And we're now talking about a future of data. We're talking about information. Let's listen to what the Charge of Affairs says. She spoke about 5G and data and Grand Bahama being a technology hub. If we choose to date somebody else, and their 85% of the tourists that comes here, it begins to become concerned about their data, their information, where you keeping this and whatever. And America decides that we don't want our data in China or someplace else.
Yeah.
What you think would happen? So you talk about digital this and this and this in the Bahamas. We must understand the context of where we are, and we live in the age of information, although it requires comprehension to get to the point of knowledge. So we need to understand when the elephants fight, it isn't just running out of the way. We must understand it's not the nature of elephants to fight unless it's for some sort of territory or something of that sort. So we must then begin to question what is the fight about, and since it's about us, try to understand who we are and the value we have. So we won't be asking for trinkets. So you say, well, they give us a stadium and we get to go there and play. And, because I'm 6 feet tall, I just bend my head so I don't hit my forehead. And it's falling apart and all these other different things. They give us the stadium, and we have to spend the $25 million stadium. We have to spend $30 million for roads to get to the stadium. See, context is very important.
Yeah.
And if we are to build a better Bahamas, please, let's have some open, reasonable conversation about people who have shared values as we build tomorrow, but still maintain our sovereignty. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, my brother. Interesting. Call you on the air.
Hey, buddy.
What's happening?
Yeah. In regards to retirees, man, you can't have it on with this, because you got the other day they was making noise about national insurance not having enough funds to raise the national insurance rate. Still, they say that ain't enough, but then at the end they need to replenish. If they don't do it, they don't have no money in national. So they start taking all this money out of that, and I got to pay these people 2 and 3 times. You can't have the vote, you can't have your pension, and then won't come back and get full salary. I mean, I am disabled. I mean, they tell me I cannot get my regular pension. I only can get one. So, hey, what's good for the goose is good.
Got to be good for the gander. Amen. Thanks,
All right, man, thanks.
Thanks for calling, brother. I appreciate that. Can't double dip. Call you on there. How you doing?
Hey, Pearly.
Yes, sir.
Boy, everything all good?
Yeah, man. I good.
Boy, look here. I was stunned. I mean, when I hear that the amount of people, you know, getting pension and getting the salary. And, you know, and then I think the former prime minister, I think they tried it with him too, and he tell him, no, you're going to double dip. I think that was the word he used. That was the Ingram word.
Well, they tried to say Ingram was double dipping back in the day because they said he was getting his pension and his salary, but...
No, I think some civil servant was trying to get back on too with him. But
Yeah.
He was in charge.
Yeah.
But he didn't let, he said he for that ain't double dip.
Yeah.
But, I mean, it's ridiculous. You have all these educated, and that's why the public service ain't going to be no better. Because if you had that person there for 30-something years and they ain't improved the system, what make you think you bring them back, they're going to improve the system?
But not only that, if I know Pearly retire and Pearly gone, and the rest of us here working, and all of a sudden you got to bring Pearly back, you trying to tell me I doing a bad job? So if I was a civil servant and they bring these retirees back when I think I could do a better job, I piss. Because you bring these fellas,
I
you
would
know.
have been pissed myself. Another point about it, that means you was the leader person there. You ain't train nobody to take over from you gone.
But Bahamians, let me say it this way. We have some Bahamians who don't like to train, and I've worked in areas where you send people off to training seminars and they're supposed to bring them, impart that knowledge. They don't, Bahamians don't, because they feel threatened. And I always believe if my staff working good, that makes me look good.
Thank you. I said this before. If you've been 25 years still, and the person been there 35 years, and when that one 35 years retired, the one who got 25, he should step up the line.
Yes.
You can't be bringing back people, what this is, and all kind of big money.
And then, because you got young people coming out of school who need jobs. I got to give former Prime Minister credit, where he tried to bring a lot of young people into the public sector.
Yeah.
I got to give him credit for that, and that is what we should be doing. We should be looking at bringing college graduates and high school graduates in so they could start moving, bringing change from within. Because
if you bring back the old set, what's the change?
The same thing. And most of them can't even use the computer. They still have the paper. Mm-hmm.
Man, that's a bunch. Next thing, the talking. Remember, I always say LNG is the way to go.
You've said that, yeah.
So we keep talking on, but this solar thing, LNG is much better than the solar. You ain't got no different components, and that's the point what I like with LNG.
I just want cheap electricity because I tired paying this high light bill.
Yeah, no, LNG was the way to go a long time, but see, we could be stuck with paying this because of who all involved. Don't mind they come here with this name Pike, and they say let's follow the money.
Who's the partners? Who's the partners?
Who's getting all the money and kickback and.
I'm concerned about a lot of these contracts that were handed out in that deal, and I understand some of these people don't have no money to fulfill the contracts. And they don't. I mean, I said have the money to start, get going, to do stuff, and things are getting delayed. Some people may have their contracts being reviewed. I don't know how true that is. It could be some, but I heard some stuff like that, and I'm very concerned about this BPL deal, and I think we need full transparency on this deal so we can all know exactly what we get.
I agree with you with that, and but the fellow getting all the big money, they ain't want to step aside.
Why? Why?
They want more. I think they can't some of this money. I don't know.
You can't carry it, Richard. This ain't like when they've been back in the day when the Egyptians built the pyramids and they buried the pharaohs and they put all the jewelry and things around there. That don't work. Those fellas been digging that up in the last few years, finding them jewelry.
We are, and let me end with this. That's why our deficit always be high. Because when you bring back those people, that's...
Brother.
One more thing. Look at these consultants.
How
much, you know how much money they spending on consultants?
A lot.
Way more than what they have for them spend.
Yes.
A bunch of nonsense, man.
And guess what? Understand that we need to have some consultants. We do. But do we need that many? That's the question.
Yeah, but you can't keep adding on every year.
No, that's my question.
You keep adding on, and these fellas ain't getting no little money.
But let me tell you what I can't wait for. End of the month, mid-year budget review. I can't wait for the mid-year budget debate. I'm waiting to see that. I'm waiting to see where we are, where our deficit, what's going on.
Well, they do anything anyhow. I can let someone else call on.
All right, brother. Thanks.
All right.
Call you on there. How you doing?
Hey, Philly, I am on.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, two things.
Uh-huh.
One, with this hiring,
Uh-huh.
that's buying election, trying to buy election.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Straight up.
Yeah.
In your face.
Okay.
In your face. Two, China's situation in America isn't about Bahamas. It's about a line. It's about a territory.
Yeah.
Right now, Elon Musk is trying to split this country in half on America's side, and then automatically China's another global.
Uh-huh.
Okay, so that's all. But even though Bahamas, we just geographically in a location where they can't duck us.
Yeah, we right off the coast of Florida, so the Americans don't want the Chinese here.
They can't do without us. So if people think China, because they love Bahamas, or America, they love Bahamas, they love our location.
I got you.
You know what I'm saying? So I don't want people fool themselves and think America loves us. But I know one thing, China do more things to uplift the society for us than what America does. America have in their interest, security. But as it's so, the outreach and so forth, China will do more. But anyone, it ain't for us. It's just to get us on their side.
I understand.
And you're doing a good job. Keep it up.
Thanks for calling, my brother. Appreciate it. Let's read a couple more texts. say good word, underwood text. How much it costs to complete the airport in Grand Bahama if Grand Bahamians put this PLP government in for another 5 years? They deserve to suffer because Grand Bahamians are hurting and the DPM telling lies, but Grand Bahama booming. To hell they are booming with mounting bills. Pearly C. Allen long-winded and does lose people with his delivery. Can you move on from him? He's too smart for his own good. C. Allen brings a lot of good points, though. Maybe he's a little highfalutin for some of us. The only way the government can collect $800 million in NIB contributions, they have to raise the minimum wage to $9 to $12 an hour and raise the labor force from 220,000 to 350,000. After that, they have to collect weekly from 80,000 people making $900 to $1,200 weekly, collect $20 from 100,000 people making $400 weekly, and collect $50 from 200,000 making $500 weekly. That's the only way NIB can survive because the NIB contribution reserves cannot facilitate paying out contributions without collecting larger amounts of contributions in a more organized and structured way. And once the contributions are collected, it is to be paid out in benefits and nothing else. Any administration touch NIB contribution will be prosecuted by the court of law. Energy will never get electricity to under 10 cents total like solar. Solar energy is being sold in Freeport for under 10 cents to the power company. Why? While paying for the system and making a profit. Tell people to do their research before advocating. Okay. SpaceX is a message to Bahamians. Look to the sky rather than within. Like the Tower of Babel, look at us babbling now about the fantasy of space industry in the Bahamas when we can master what we have. Hi, Pearly. What do we say? Hi, Pearly. While we need to be concerned about government wasting our precious resources, the bigger question is why are we not focusing on the SpaceX Elon Musk deal? It cannot be that we negotiated nothing either. This trillionaire, why are we getting apart from pollution and high risk? How is it benefiting this country and our children? Good question. The U.S. was helping the Bahamas before a lot of U.S. knew where China is. Yeah, okay. One last one here says, when you get beyond the administrative paper shuffling roles and get into the technical careers, age is a plus. Would you rather have a 27-year-old young, bright surgeon just out of the med school or a 60-year-old heart surgeon with 30 years of experience performing your heart bypass operation? Let's stop talking about the fake age war. They want us to distract ourselves with and start demanding that excellence no matter the age of getting the job. Tex, I hear what you're saying, but you can't tell me you retire me. I done work 40 years, retire, now you bringing me back? That ain't the surgeon they bringing back. And I understand we have to bring back some retired teachers because there's a teacher shortage. Yes, that's fine. But when you going to then bring in public PSs back and bringing and others back and paying them that kind of money, nothing you can tell me a text that make me think that's all right. Nothing. Call you on there. How you doing?
Yeah, buddy, on the question of education, which is so critical, I saw a 10, 11-year-old prefect, young little boy, had an accident in Columbus Primary School. And the matter I made understand was reported to the appropriate authorities. And this family is suffering. They can't even get a proper, the child apparently needed to go to the U.S. The little 10-year-old boy was doing well, was always over a 3-point average, always. The GPA, but he's fallen off tremendously, and he was asked how he feel. He said he feel like, sometimes he feel like harming himself. Listen, man, I am calling on the Ministry of Education and the minister and the directors to get this straight, man. This can't happen in the Bahamas.
It should not.
This is a 10-year-old child. I have grandchildren that age going to school. There's an accident in school that should have been dealt with properly. The child should have been taken to the relevant clinic, gotten assessed, and if the child needed to be flown out to the United States for other assessment and whatnot to ensure, the child has already lost a whole eye as a result of gross negligence. This is crazy.
Yeah, it is.
The mother I might as well say she's unemployed because she had some situation where she said she's basically unemployed. And she's fighting with her appointments and appointments for a 10-year-old student, which was an A1 student. This is ridiculous. We got to deal. This needs to be dealt with right now. I know they're on midterm, but this is a matter that needs to be dealt with like from some months ago. It's horrible to see that child on TV with that patch and loss. His whole left eye. It's crazy.
I put you on hold. Leave your number with the producer, and I get some information from you right after the show, okay?
Okay, thanks.
All right, thanks, Miranda. Let me finish these texts just before we go. Great show as usual. Are they offering shares in the SpaceX? Are you kidding me? What has China, through its surrogate company, has done, controlling 300 square miles of Grand Bahama, 530 miles for 30 years? They gave us the old airport and hotel while profiting. A PS is a paper shuffling role. I'm saying the blanket, get that old people out, the PS is the one who actually runs the ministry. They're the general manager of the ministry. That's what the permanent secretary's role is. If we took $400 million plus and invested in a market fund that has returned over 10% on average over the last 40 years, we would have $40 million per year to pay the civil servants. If we added $500 million from consultants, we would earn another $50 million per year for a total of $90 million to be used to pay civil servants and still have $900 million on deposit. We have some good mathematicians here. Hey, thank you. Wonderful. Thanks for the engagement. Thank you for the texts. Thank you for the calls. Thank you for the encouragement. I do appreciate it. This has been a Talking Heads Thursday on Guardian Radio 96.9 FM. We're going to go to the news. Cuban Billy's right around the corner. And when we get back, we're going to talk some sports. Baseball started today. It's only spring training, but hey, it's baseball. Some moves are being made in the NFL. And the NBA, the Lakers looked bad last night. Oh, Lord of mercy. Let's take a quick break. Get the news when we get back. We'll be talking sports on Talking Heads on Guardian Radio 96.9 FM. This is Pearly. We'll be back shortly.
Cause now is not the time to sleep or turn the other cheek. Cause the wicked in a Babylon stew ya if you're weak.
Refined style with elegant taste. Then fine threads is your place. If you want those slacks hemmed or just taking the waist, then fine threads is your place. If you wanna look suave and debonair everywhere you go, like you're supposed to be in a video, wanna step out and look great, then fine threads is your place. Refined style with elegant taste. Then fine threads is your place. Is your place. Is your place.
The KFC chicken experts have done it again with the new Kentucky Mesquite Chicken Sandwich, featuring a large 100% premium 120-gram white meat filet topped with cheddar cheese, smoky bacon, lettuce, tomato, and tangy red onions, all drizzled with ranch sauce and served on a toasted brioche bun. Choose original recipe or spicy, but don't wait. This mouth-watering masterpiece is only here for a limited time and only at your favorite KFC. The new Kentucky Mesquite Chicken Sandwich at KFC. It's finger-licking good.
All I do is win, no matter what.
Feeling lucky? Here's Cuban Willie's numerology report. Brought to you by the Island Game.
Buenos dias! Soy Joe Cuban Willie, and it's Thursday, and it's time for my numerology report, brought to you, of course, by the Island Game. And today is Thursday, like I said, I got the cuatro pelotas for you, the 4 votes, 6887, 6887. That's your 4 vote for today. Play it and win with the Island Game. Stay winning, my friend.
You're listening to Talking Heads with Naughty, hosted by Earl the Pearl. On Guardian Radio, 96.9 FM.
Not even the dogs that piss against the walls of Babylon shall escape the wrath I come to pour. And I shall burn them and burn them continuously, for they never cease to oppress the poor. Oh, please, my
Talking Heads Fifth Naughty is brought to you by Burger King, City of Hope, Fine Threads, Jazz in the Gardens, John's Department Store, Joker's Wild, Collect, KFC, Naughty Johnny's, NRG Nutrition, Percy's Island Games, Pinder Towel, Prince Masters, and Tropical Gyros.
But still I fear no foe, no. 'Cause now is not the time to
And welcome back to Talking Heads Thursday. This your boy Pearly in the house. Oh, talking sports time. We got a special guest in. We can talk a little bit youth baseball. But just before we do that, let's get right into today in sports history. Today is Thursday, February 20th, 2025. And today in sports history, in 1887, the first minor league baseball association was organized in Pittsburgh. In 1929, the Boston Red Sox announced that they would begin playing games on Sunday. In 1930, Clint Benedict of the Montreal Maroons became the first goalie to wear a mask in the NHL. Benedict wore the mask temporarily during an injury. In 1943, Phil Wrigley and Branch Rickey charted the All-American Girls Softball League. In 1952, Emmett A. Ashford became the first black umpire in organized baseball. He was authorized to be a substitute in the Southwestern International League. In 1958, racing jockey Eddie R. Caro got win number 4,000 as he rode the winner of Santa Anita Racetrack in Southern California. In 1971, Phil Esposito of the Boston Bruins became the quickest NHL player to reach 50 goals in a season. In 1974, Gordie Howe came out of retirement to play for the Houston Aeros with his 2 sons. Niners retired Billy Smith's number 31. In 1993, also, the Florida Marlins opened their first spring training camp. In 1997, Barry Bonds of the San Francisco Giants signed a contract worth $22.9 million over 2 years. But they're getting out of game now. In 2000, Garth Brooks began training with the New York Mets. In 2002, ESPN and the Liberty Bowl signed a contract that extended through 2008. And finally, in 2004, defenseman Sergio Zuboff of the Dallas Stars posted a 600-point. And the sports quote of the day: besides pride, loyalty, discipline, heart, and mind, confidence is the key to all the locks. Joe Paterno. So there you have it in today in sports history. And let's move right into the home front and talk about what's going on. Giants roll to another win at Hugh Campbell. Family Island teams experience action. Tournament continues today. Jazz listed as the 10th best second baseman in the majors. And that probably is correct. And Storr, Jayhawks suffer biggest loss of the season. That was an embarrassing loss that Kansas had the other day. And AJ did not look good. That team has not looked good. There's something about that team that's not. They got one of the best, if not the best one of the best college coaches in basketball. And Kansas just can't get their act together. And Kansas has always been a powerhouse for the last 20 years. I am concerned about them. We got two I know about right now. AJ Storr at Kansas. He transferred, I think, from Wisconsin. And then we got VJ Edgecombe, who's at Baylor, who's really looking good. I said, no, we don't know. We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens there. Who's in and who's out? Who's in is my guest. Lyndon Roll. Wallace. Why calling you Roll? I know where you get that from. I don't know where I get that Roll from. Brother Wallace, how you doing? From the Batter's Box.
Good in yourself.
Baseball Academy. And you got the Blue Marlins baseball team traveling next week.
Correct. Next week, Wednesday.
The last time you was in here, we talked about your school and you're teaching young kids how to play baseball. Have you grown since then?
Yes, numbers have definitely grown tremendously since then. And we're just trying to manage all that because, though you may grow in numbers, you still want to maintain quality.
Yes.
And the level of expectation, you want to continue to meet that. So,
yes.
That's been going very well. And just trying to also grow my travel program to give more kids opportunity to see baseball beyond the island of New Providence or even the Bahamas.
Okay. So what's happening next week? Where you going? Who you carrying?
So next week we're going to Houston. I'm taking a group of 7 and 8 year olds. I may have one 6 year. No, he just turned 7. So I have a group of 7 and 8 year olds who will be traveling with me next week. We're going to play in a tournament in Houston. The last time we went to Houston in November. We played in a tournament that had roughly 18 teams, and we were able to win that, come back with the championship. So that was a very great opportunity for us. We were invited back to Houston again to play in another tournament.
Okay.
And this one has about 30-something teams. So hopefully we could up in this tournament.
This coach pitch, right?
Well. Correct.
This coach. So any kids that you took last year coming this year, or just a whole bunch of new kids?
It's the same team.
Okay.
I'm taking the same team. So hopefully, they keep their act together.
Any additions?
No, we don't have any new kids. We have a kid that was injured, who's okay now, who will be traveling with us.
Okay.
But he was ever really a part of the team.
Okay. Yeah. So he doesn't get to play because of the injury.
Correct.
So you taking how many kids?
I'm taking 10 kids.
Okay.
Yeah, so we will be leaving on Wednesday and we'll be coming back that Monday. So the tournament is scheduled for Friday, Saturday, and Sunday.
Okay.
And, the last time it was just 2 days for the tournament and we ended up playing about 4 games back to back in one day. And those kids have never done that in their life. So hopefully the games are a bit more spread out this time and we can get some rest in between. But
so you go Wednesday, take Thursday to get acclimatized, set up and all that, and then you start Friday, Saturday, hopefully playing the championship on Sunday.
Yes.
Okay,
So
and the kids are excited about it. So you got other coaches and parents going as well?
Yes. So with coach pitch and T-ball, traveling with those young kids, usually all of the parents always come.
Listen, if my 7-year-old grandson going, I can be right there with you.
Yeah, for sure. Most support, and they always have the most backing behind them when it comes to sports and even development.
Okay.
When you see a kid reaches about 14, 15, their parents aren't really paying for development for them or
unless they know they're really exceptional.
Facts. Yeah. So that's where my focus has been. I've been focusing on the younger group because there's a lot of development programs for older kids. And that's because that's usually the age where people sign professional contracts.
Right.
But I do think that there is some focus that was being neglected when it comes to the T-ballers and the coach pitch kids because no one really focused on them to really teach them the fundamentals and really develop them. I think that would make it a whole lot easier when they get older. You don't have to really be starting from scratch or working hard.
Okay. You have any older kids now? I mean, in the 14 who may in another year or two be looking at signing contracts? Any?
So I work with a few, maybe 2 older kids, 14 years old, and I think I have a 13-year-old. So we'll see in the next few years, but I at the very least I want to be able to help them at least get to school, get to college, or get something out of baseball because baseball was able to do a lot for myself. I was able to get a free education, though I didn't finish school. I got injured.
Okay.
And I moved back home. But, I was able to get a free education and now baseball has provided a job for me. This is what I do for a living. And, outside of all the discipline and everything else that baseball has done, I just want to provide that same opportunity and possibly more for the kids on this island because we have a large group of very talented kids. And I just don't think a lot of them get the opportunity to really put themselves out there to provide that job or to provide that scholarship or that signing opportunity for them.
What would you say is the biggest challenge with these kids? Keeping them focused, what would be the 7-year-old come there? And you start from actually T-ball.
Yeah, I have 4-year-old. I have a 3-year-old that I work with and all.
Because I seen some TikToks of these kids have come there and hit and dance before they hit the ball, run the wrong way,
right?
Or start crying when they get to first base, they don't want to go.
Yep, I've seen it all.
So how do you deal with that?
So luckily, most of the times the parents are there. You know, once or twice you would have like a really rude kid, but for the most part, kids they genuinely just want to have fun.
Okay.
So they're out there, they just want to have a good time, and you want to make sure like you're teaching how to play the game the right way, but you really want to make sure that they're enjoying themselves. So you try to make it as engaging as possible. Kids are extremely competitive, so you turn it into a game. Okay, if you do this, you get 5 points. You do this, you get this amount of points, and it becomes fun. It becomes competition.
Okay.
And then sometimes you got to get hard on them, but it's all manageable. It calls for patience. I had to learn at a very early stage in my coaching career that don't take these things personal. Like, these kids mean no harm. You have, like I said, there are 1 or 2 kids who can come off as like disrespectful or rude, but for the most part, like, these kids genuinely mean no harm. They just want to have fun. They're just easily distracted. They only been on this earth for about 5-6 years.
Yeah.
So it's like, take your time and just try to be patient, and it's all communication. You just got to be able to communicate with a 6-year-old. Like, if you got to shout and scream and fuss with a 6-year-old, like, you just probably need to work on your communication skills.
Okay. How do you deal with the overbearing parent? Let me rephrase it. The mother who's there, who's very protective of their son, right. or the father's there who's more competitive than the child is,
right?
And so they put out, why my son isn't playing here? Why my son not doing this? Or if the child falls on, the mother wants to run on the field and pick them up.
Right. So not no super overprotective mothers.
Okay.
You have mothers who possibly like get overly involved, but as a coach, you gotta run your show. Like, you gotta, like, when they're on the field, you're in charge of them, and you make that known to the parents that, like, I mean them well, and if you don't trust me with them here, like, you probably need to find another coach. Like, and that's for parents even outside of working with me. Like, if you don't trust your coach with your kids, like, you probably need to find another coach. You need to let your coach the game, let him give the instructions. Don't be shouting instructions from off the field.
Yeah.
Parents, they love to do that.
I know.
So, especially during games, I feel like practice is the time to be fixing like mechanical issues or like telling them like how to do this and that. But in the game, you just let them show what they've been doing in practice. And if they can't execute that well enough, maybe you haven't been doing enough in practice, and you need to go back to the drawing board and say, like, let's do this over and over. If we have to do this one thing for the entire practice, let's work on that.
Okay. All right. Let me ask this question. You got a group of kids come out for the first time. What is the first thing you do on that first day with the kids?
Well, we got to find out if everyone can throw and catch.
Okay.
If that's done for the entire day, we got to work on that. It's the biggest struggle for me right now is, I volunteer at one of the local leagues here in New Providence. And it's when you already been working with your team for a while, and then you have this new kid that signs up. But it's still like, it's still the beginning of the season, so they're still kind of taking registration. You have this new kid that signs up who's never played before.
Oh, boy.
And it's like they're not on the level that the rest of the team is on. And it's really hard to separate everyone to say, like, let's pull this one aside so we could work on throw and catching while this other one is on something way more advanced. So I'd say the biggest thing is help. The more coaches we can find on the island who's willing to, volunteer their time to work with these kids and help them develop into baseball players, the better we can become as young baseball players in this country. Because if I'm the only coach and I got about 16 kids, it's really hard to focus on someone that's just signing up who needs that attention and who needs that time.
That's true. So if you've got some kids now. So right now you've got T-ball kids, coach pitch kids.
Correct.
That's basically the kids.
That's the core of my group that I work with. But I do have kids who are also in 9-10. That's the next level up. That's when they start pitching to each other.
Yeah.
And 11-12.
So is there any kids right now, and I don't want you to call their names, that you say right now and say, that's special?
For sure.
That's special. He's going to be something special later.
Yeah. I got a 6-year-old, and I had him from he was 5. It is absolutely phenomenal. Like, these things that you can't necessarily teach. Like I can't take credit for how special he is.
Okay.
So it's like you would tell him to do one thing and he would be able to make that adjustment right there and then. You know, so some people are just like their bodies are just designed to play baseball. Like it's just they're super athletic, and if you have an athletic child and you're not putting them in sports, I think that you're really doing them an injustice.
A disservice.
Yes. So like the more athletic kids are, the better they are at baseball. And I can't vouch for every other sport, but it's so much easier to coach them and get them to like move a certain way. And at the age of 5, the way that this kid was moving, I know grown baseball players who can't do some of the things that this child was doing, and it just blows my mind every time I see him play. So yeah, I got some special kids out there, and it's like no doubt if they stay healthy, they will be one of the better baseball players to come out of this country.
So we have Coach Wallace here from the Batter's Box Baseball Academy, who's getting ready to take a group of kids over to Houston, Texas, to play in the tournament. I remember when Anthony Seymour, and I'm sure you know Anthony.
Yes.
I remember he's a little kid, and I watched him, and I said, "This kid, he can be something special." And I saw him as from a little boy develop as a ball player. I'm just so sorry he's not in the major. I don't know why he's not able to get there, but I just hope one day he'll get a cup of coffee. If somebody wants to come into your academy, how do they do that?
You can reach out to me at 433-2559 or any one of my social media platforms at the Batter's Box, and they could just let me know that they want to sign up. I'll send you the link to fill out the form, and we could get started as early as next
So
week.
they can come on Facebook or Instagram.
Correct.
At the Batter's Box.
Correct.
And they can link you through that.
Yes.
Or say the number again,
433-2559.
433-2559. They can WhatsApp you, they can call you. And if you want to get your child into baseball, now is the time. I think the season just started, right?
Right. Season just started in January.
Okay.
Things are going pretty smoothly. So like now is the perfect time to get kids involved.
And he's a great coach. He took the team to Houston last year, 8U team to Houston last year, won the tournament.
Yes.
And we're looking to be a repeat performance.
Correct. We can bring the team in here. We can pile up in here and talk about it.
When you get back, come back and talk to us. Let us know how you did. Bring the trophies. Bring some pictures.
For sure, man.
And if anybody wants to sponsor, help him out. The Batter's Box on Facebook, the Batter's Box, and Instagram. Reach out to Coach Wallace and help these programs. I like to encourage people to help these youth programs because these are our future. And it's always wonderful. I take, even though I'm a big Dodger fan, I take pride in seeing Jazz Chisholm, the team I hate the most. Well, maybe the Giants I hate the most, but he plays for the Yankees.
Correct.
And the fact that he plays for that team, I still want to see him do well.
Yeah, and it's so surreal just like seeing him play because like, we all grew up playing together.
Yes.
Not just playing together, but like when we would go out together. So it's like just seeing
Go
him
gallon together and everything.
Just seeing him on TV is like wow.
I mean, I got goosebumps when he hit the home run in the World Series. While it deflated me as a Dodger, I got goosebumps. Like, my Heyman brother doing something good.
Yeah, for sure. And then we got another up and coming baseball player, Sebastian Walcott.
Walcott, yes.
Yeah. I think he's.
Is he in spring? He's in camp.
Yes, he is.
Okay,
like he's doing phenomenal.
Yeah,
I get excited when I see these Bahamian athletes just doing their thing because it was always a dream of mine to go to the pros, and I mean obviously anyone who was playing baseball wanted to see like the big leagues, but like I genuinely believe that that's what was going to happen for me. When I got injured, it just became so depressing. Like I didn't want to be around anything baseball related. Yeah. And the kids were the ones that kind of got me back involved in
That's the
baseball.
Joy.
And I'm now kind of living through them, and everyone else is playing the sport, and I just get so happy seeing it done well and done at a great level. So
and that's rewarding with itself, particularly if your body doesn't allow you to get into it. It's always good to go to these kids.
Yeah, man. So I'm excited to see these kids stay healthy and get older. I had a lot of them from they were in T-ball. So I'm hoping to grow as a coach as they grow as players.
Yeah.
And just keep guiding them and giving them the information that they need. And like he said, like we could to help coach. If you're willing to come and be a sponsor, like we need all the help that we can get to help make sure that these kids either get to school, get to the league, or whatever they need to get from what baseball can give to them. We keep a lot of the kids off the streets from doing like things that they could be doing. They could be doing anything, but they want to be on the parks playing baseball. So
and that's what it's all about.
Let's make that happen for them.
Yes. So let's support Coach Wallace. Good luck on your trip. Make sure you get back in here right out. And just tell Muffy reach out to me as soon as you get back.
Yeah, man.
And we set up
Sure.
the time for you to come in and talk about the team.
Yeah, man.
But it's so good to have Coach Wallace here from the Batter's Box. We're going to take our first break. When we get back, we can talk a little bit about how bad my Lakers looked last night. And we can talk about the start of this new baseball season, which I'm super excited about. This is Pearly and Talking Heads Thursday on Guardian Radio 96.9 FM. We'll be right back.
Just say, for Emperor Selassie, I trust and obey. Rasta words of your substance. I'll never go where the pagans go. Never do what the heathens do. Cause Rastafari give all the guidance. I'll never say what the wicked ought say. Neither will I walk in the council no day.
Ever at Burger King Nassau with its new Stacker King lineup. It doesn't get any bigger, better, or meatier than the Stacker Kings, which feature bacon, cheese, and a delicious stacker sauce, all piled on as many flame-grilled Whopper patties as you can handle. For the chicken lovers, try the all-new Crispy Chicken Stacker, or pile your mornings high with a croissant stacker loaded with meat, cheese, and stacker sauce on a warm, flaky croissant. Don't miss out on the bold flavors of the Stacker King collection, available at Burger King Nassau.
I been up at Pinda and I meet him in the showroom. I said, Pinda, I just come out of a showroom in Portugal and let me tell you something, them showroom and selection ain't got nothing on yours. Man, I like this stock of porcelain and ceramic tile you got here. What I really like is the range of sizes that come in, 8 by 48, 12 by 24, 24 by 24, and what I really, really like more than the things I really like is the price. From $275 a square foot to $494 a square foot and all in between. You can't beat that, not even with a 2x4 from Enterprises.
Cancer Treatment Centers of America is now City of Hope, creating one of the leading cancer care and research networks from coast to coast, providing more of what you need. More locations means more care closer to home. More specialists means more expertise. More research means more breakthroughs. More advancements means more treatment options. And more options means more hope. Learn more at cancercenter.com.
You're listening to Talking Heads with Naughty, hosted by Earl the Pearl. On Guardian Radio, 96.9 FM.
Not even the dogs that piss against the walls of Babylon shall escape the wrath I come to pour. And I shall burn them and burn them continuously, for they never cease to oppress the poor. Oh, please, my cause, oh Jah, and let me stand firm, eyes against the eye. Order my steps, oh Jah, the way is dark and I'm alone, but still I fear no foe, no.
And welcome back to a Talking Heads Thursday here on Guardian Radio 96.9 FM. So good to have Coach Wallace in. This is the second time visiting the show, so you soon become a regular. And good luck with that team. Do well and the 8U coach pitch team that's going to Houston next week. We're excited for you. So some interesting things happening out there. First of all, you see how bad the Lakers look last night, Mr. Producer? Producer, LeBron had a terrible third quarter, but he looked good in the fourth quarter. Credit where credit due. But Luka was just out. Luka was off his game. He said that he's still not there yet. So, it's only his third game. It's only his third game since Christmas. So he has a lot to get back. The chemistry has developed. Then Austin Reeves got kicked out of the game last night. I think he used the F-bomb a little bit too many times on one really bad call against him. So the Lakers blew a 10-point lead, or was it a 14-point lead? Battle at the end of the game, but just LaMelo was just too much for them last night. He was hot. And the Lakers took another one on the chin from the two worst teams. From two of the three worst teams in the NBA, Utah, and then you lose to Charlotte last night. My goodness. But it was something interesting. I see some bad news, who's in and who's out. Some bad news coming across that the center from the San Antonio Spurs, Wemby, the 7'9", was he 10', 21-year-old superstar from San Antonio, he's out for the rest of the season. He has some blood clotting in his shoulder. It's painful. He thought it would have time during the All-Star break, but it didn't happen. So he's going to be out for the rest of the season. So that basically nixes the Spurs season. And, that may be good for them to get a lottery pick again this year as they continue to build that team. I see the Yankees extended Aaron Boone's contract 2 years. I know, Brother Sands, I know you happy about that. So he's signed with the Yankees as their coach through the 2027 season. So he's there this year, next year, and the year after. So that's a good sign. That's a really good sign for the Yankees. I see the Cubs all over the Dodgers right now, the top at 8-9-3. But yes, it's only spring training. Don't get excited. It's only spring training, and half the starters did not play. So that let's don't talk about that too much. But that's going on now. Then I see Bobby Portis got suspended for 25 games by the NBA. What did Bobby Portis do so to be suspended? Anti-drug policy. So the Milwaukee Bucks forward Bobby Portis has been suspended 25 games by the NBA, violating the league's anti-drug program for testing positive for tramadol. All right, whatever that is, you shouldn't be taking it. So he's going to be gone. That's what this. I don't think they got but that many games left in the season, eh? So he's done for most of the regular season. He'll be back in time for the playoffs. And the Americans are pretty serious. And the NBA, I should say, is pretty serious about drug testing. I see AD, Anthony Davis, formerly of the league, who's now with the Dallas Mavericks. He's out for another 2 weeks, at least two more weeks, which really means he's out for 3, maybe another month. So that's kind of rough on the Mavericks right now. So I don't know where they're going to go with that. I see that, the big hockey game is tonight, United States and Canada for the Four Nations Cup tonight. The Americans always beat the Canadians in the round robin, and then when it comes to the championship, the Canadians do them right in. So we'll see how that goes. And the last time they played, within the first 9 seconds of the game, a fight broke out. So we'll see what goes on there. That'll be something nice to watch today. There's the WNBA mock draft. We won't go through that too much right now. I don't know. Juju is not being drafted right now. All right. So, it's predicted that Dallas at this point has the number 1 pick, and they're going to take Paige Beckers, or they call it Paige Buckets, the point guard of the UConn. She's predicted to go number 1. And then the Seattle Storm has the 2nd pick, Olivia Miles, the point guard from Notre Dame. It's 2 of them. It's her and Hannah. She's expected to go number 2. Show beautiful eyes in terms of seeing. The Chicago Sky, Angel Reese's team is going to take Sonia. There's only a mock. There's only predictions made. Last year it kind of fell in place, but we don't know go this year. They're going to take Sonia Citron. She's a guard from Notre Dame. Notre Dame got a really good team this year. So she's going to be something special. I see the Washington Mystics, Dominique Malonga, a center forward. She's out of France. A lot of international players are moving up now, and there's really good European women's basketball because a lot of the WNBA players leave after their season and go to Europe to play. And then you got Golden State is going to take a kid out of Valkyries, Anissa Morrow. She's from LSU. She's a forward. And then the Mystics got back-to-back picks. No, they got a second number 1 pick. They got Kiki Inferend, reporter from USC, who was Juju Watkins' teammate. Then the Liberty got Georgia Amar from point guard out of Kentucky. She's a really good point guard. Connecticut's son, Azia Fudd. There's another guard out of UConn. She's pretty decent. The Sparks, who made some moves earlier, they had the number 9 pick. They get Justy, guard out of Lithuania. Oh, that's interesting. That's very interesting. Then the Sky again has another pick. They get Shane Sellers, a guard out of Maryland. So the Sky, and I remember last year I was saying the Sky got a pretty good front court in terms of the center forward with Angel Reese, but they needed some guard play. So they look at picking up 2 guards who probably could step right on in and upgrade the team immediately. I see the Minnesota Lynx getting Ajaze Zikva from Slovenia. I see there's a lot of athletes or European athletes in WNBA looking at. Then the Dallas Wings got Serena Sundell, kid out of Kansas State, point guard, shooting guard. So that's not a bad pick for them. And then you've got, that's it. That's the first 12 picks for the WNBA draft that's coming up. So that's going to be something exciting to look at. When is the draft anyway? I didn't even check to see when the draft is. That's coming up pretty soon. Okay, that's coming up pretty quick. Soon as it won't happen until as soon as the college NBA, the college season finish. And I think those girls, the ladies, got about 2 or 3 more games after they get into the tournament. All right, so they'll be by the end of March. They should be done. Okay, so that's going to be fun to see. I keep telling you guys, and I'm going to say it again: get into women's basketball. It is really good. It is really, really good. So get into it, take a look at it, pay some attention to it. And there'll be other mock drafts coming up as we go along, okay? You got the bubble watches for the NCAA tournament. You know, I'm concerned about Kansas taking a lot of losses. Baylor going to probably make it to the tournament by the hair of their chinny chin chin. But they should, once they get there, they'll be a fully healthy team. I think they'll make a pretty good run. A pretty good run of what's going on, so I'm not worried about them so much about that. So while we can't talk football, I mean, I should say we can't talk, but while there's not much to talk about with football, baseball starts. So you had the Dodgers playing the first preseason game today. Get close attention to the scores of preseason. I usually watch the first 2 or 3 innings, and then when they start bringing in the rookies and all that, if I see this particular rookie, I want to take a look at. If Pajes is playing or another rookie, if Rushings I know is going to be playing, I'll pay attention to him just to see, watch his at-bats and watch how he feels, because I know Rushings is a catcher they're converting to a first baseman as well as an outfielder. So it'll be interesting to see how he performs in the outfield, how he performs in other positions that he will not be playing next year, because, you know, Freddie Freeman believes in playing every single game. He doesn't like to set out a game. If he could play 162 games, he would play 162 games. And you got to basically tie him down, handcuff him, to tell him stay off the field for a minute or two, okay, for a game or two, I should say, and he does not like to do that. All right, so the buzz with the NCAA tournament, the men's tournament is starting to pick up right now. So you got some bubble watchers. You know, you got teams like North Carolina Tar Heels to look at, who may be, you know, some fellas like SMU who can be in problems, you know. Then in the Big 12, you know, things like Houston, Iowa State, Texas Tech, Arizona can be there. But you get some other things like BYU, who fighting to get there, Cincinnati Bearcats, you know, who fighting to get there. And it's always, you know, then you got teams like St. John's, Marquette, who's there. Villanova's fighting to get in there. Xavier's fighting to get in there. You know, the Big Ten, which is a really good league, they got Purdue, Wisconsin, Michigan, Michigan State, Maryland, UCLA, Illinois, Oregon, who probably all will be there. They have teams like Nebraska, Ohio State, who's fighting to make it there, you know, who's stocked down, who's not doing that well. Then you get teams like Auburn, Alabama, Florida 1 and 2, really good teams who are going to be there. And you get some other teams like Arkansas, Razorbacks, and stuff like that fighting. Carly on there, how you doing?
Hey, Pearly, what's up?
All right, my brother, what you saying?
Listen, you know, I am here trying to soak in my football-less season. But, you know, the Cubs finished the last year strong, so I'm hoping that, you know, they're able to, some of the moves they made, we just signed Turner and we got...
Oh, you guys signed Justin Turner?
Yeah, Michael Turner.
Oh, Michael, you didn't take Justin Turner.
Yeah. So he did well for Seattle last year. So
yeah, he did. Yeah, he did well. I know the player.
Yeah, so we'll see what happens.
But y'all got a tough. Y'all in the Central, right?
Yep.
So that's the what? Who was it? That's Atlanta.
No. Atlanta's the East. That's Pittsburgh. That's St. Louis. And you know, I mean, from our end, St. Louis always gives us a tough run. Pittsburgh can start quick and fade. You know how that goes. And then you have the Brewers.
Yeah.
I don't see the Cardinals doing much this
year. No, they lost Goldschmidt, and they probably can lose Arenado. So I think the Cardinals are on a rebuild. So I know that Milwaukee is still a pretty strong team, but I figure you guys should be able to give the division is a weak division. Let's be real.
You remember now, up to about the last 6 or so games of last season, we were running neck to neck for our wild card. We just lost 4 of the last 6.
Yes, I remember. Yes.
So you know, and that's the first year with the new manager and some other things. So we'll see what happens when that ends. But honestly, You know, I ain't started looking at that until after March Madness. I saw my Tar Heels dominate last night.
They look good last night. They
we
look
really
good
started
last
to look
night.
like a Tar Heels.
Yes, they look
Rebound
really.
the ball.
Yes.
Shoot the three.
Yes.
Drive and kick from the guard.
Yes.
That's Carolina ball.
Yes, they look
So,
good last night. They look good last
You know,
night.
and NC State ain't great, but they always play us tough, and for us to be able to come in and really put something on them, I think.
But that's the Tobacco Roll route. So they got is Hubert Davis in trouble there, or is he solid in terms of his coaching job?
Not really, because who else you going to replace him with?
That's true.
You
That's
know,
true.
Okay, you get rid of him. Who's going to be better?
Yeah.
All right. At the end of the day, they went on a couple of good runs, and you have some teams that underachieved. But a part of that was trying to get due with legacy points. You know, I mean, we had the big kid, and honestly, you know, he got a lot of records and stuff. But he wasn't really helping us win no games.
Okay.
So, and you saw it because the scouts, the NBA scouts, walked past him.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Think about that. So at the end of the day, I don't really lose much sleep over that stuff. I do see what happens in the tournament.
Yeah.
The tournament's about guard play and chemistry.
Yeah, it
so
is.
we're gonna see what happens with that, and then if we do well there, then we'll see. Then we'll see what happens from there. But they're starting to play well. The guards are starting to get their shot back.
Yeah, they look good
And
last
the big
night.
boys are rebounding.
I didn't see the whole game, but what I did see, they looked pretty good last night.
I used to go back and watch them all.
Yeah, I know. All right.
That's when you ain't got no cheer in the body at all.
I know I know the feeling, brother. I know the feeling.
Now I will say this though.
Uh-huh.
I can tell you, boy, listen, that SEC is blowing.
Yeah,
up in basketball.
yeah.
It's scary.
I
The
mean,
Big
and then you
Ten
see
talking
teams like
about Florida,
Alabama
yeah.
and ranked number 1 and Florida. I'd be like, okay, this can be something interesting.
Yeah, Auburn's number 1 now.
Yeah, oh, yeah, that's right. Because
Auburn's number 1.
Yeah,
You got Bama probably still in the top 5 when they come up with the rankings after losing to Auburn,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
Tennessee's pretty good. Arkansas is unranked and still a scary team.
The team, yes.
And they're playing Alabama, I think, tonight. So
Yeah, I'm going to watch that one tonight. I'm looking forward to that one. That should be a good
yeah,
game tonight.
Kentucky has Kentucky's playing Alabama tonight. Arkansas is playing Auburn tonight. So we're gonna see what happens. But as a team going into the NCAA,
Yeah.
if I have to play one of them top 6 or 7 SEC teams, they're gonna get 9 in.
They probably will. I say they
get
definitely 8 and maybe 9. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, brother.
So we'll see what happens.
All
But
right.
That's the fun part about March, right?
Yes, that's the fun part
Why they
about
call
March.
it the madness.
And then you get NFL Combine is next week. The Combines are next week.
Let me ask you this.
Uh,
What you think about this whole thing? Cam Ward or Shador?
Shador. Cam Ward, this is some things about Cam I was not impressed with. He got a great arm, but Shador is just a more accurate passer and a lot smarter player.
Yeah, I hear you, but sometimes Cam just got that it. And Cam is a fella. You listen to me. Cam started off at Incarnate Word, right?
Yeah.
I don't think people understand how bad you got to be rated to be playing for Incarnate Word.
That's true.
So first of all, Incarnate Word, their football team is only 11 years old.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
It's a Catholic university. Let me tell you how small they are. One of my classmates is a dean at Incarnate Word.
Okay.
One of my classmates from pharmacy school is the dean for their pharmacy school.
Okay,
That's
okay.
how young that school is.
Wow.
Okay?
Okay.
All
All
right.
right. Okay. All right.
All right?
I
Now,
got
keep
you.
in mind, I turn 51 tomorrow.
All right. Happy birthday.
You don't get to be no dean if you ain't 60.
That's true.
Okay? And she's been a dean for like 10 years now.
Wow. So she started really young.
That's how small that school is.
Yeah, that's talent.
Okay? And so he started from there because nobody wanted him.
Okay.
Right? And then went to the Big Ten, and then boom, now, and then
My
the boy got skills.
Yeah, my producer tell me I got to go.
Yeah, man.
Big Chief, good to hear your voice.
Always, bro.
All right,
Take
my
care.
brother. Take care. Well, it's that time to go, but we'll just do 3 quick picks. The Lakers at Portland. I like the Lakers tonight over Portland. I like the Grizzlies tonight over Indiana. And I like the Celtics tonight over the 76ers. And I like the Knicks tonight over the Chicago Bulls. There you have it. Thank you so much. It's been time flies when you're having fun. Rich Eisen coming on with an interesting conversation is whether the Yankees, the Red Sox, or the Mets will win more games. We can talk a little more baseball and basketball now as we go forward. Take care, everybody. Thanks for listening. Thanks for calling in. Thank you for all the texts. This has been Pearly on the Guardian Radio 96.9 FM on a Talking Heads Thursday. We'll see you soon.
Never do what the heathens do, cause Rastafari give out the guidance. I'll never say what the daddy just say.
NRG is nutrition. Check out our world famous smoothies, signature quinoa dishes. We have the best salad and breakfast fit for a king and his queen. Open for breakfast, lunch, and now dinner. Each order is made with love and the highest quality ingredients and is nutritionally balanced. Visit any of our 3 locations. Old Fort Bay, open until 7:30 p.m. West Bay Street and Gladstone Road in the Monrose Complex, open until 4 p.m. Follow us on Instagram and Facebook at NRG Bahamas. NRG, nutrition ready to go.
For fast, reliable, and impactful printing services, look no further. Let Printmasters bring your masterpiece to life. We stand by our quality products that is second to none. Our affordable pricing and friendly, efficient staff makes Printmasters the ultimate choice for all your printing needs. We can deliver any type of printing services, from banners to booklets to business cards. You name it, we can print it.
Let Printmasters bring your masterpiece to life.
Located in Nassau Garden, 022361.
John Shoes and Accessories is your one-stop shop for all your footwear needs. You will find what you're looking for among the growing collection of classic and trendy styles with new arrivals every week. John's covers the whole family and has great prices, helpful and friendly customer service. Your experience shopping with us will be time well spent. Shop with us online at www.johnshoes.com. John's also now carries small home appliances, so come on into John's, located on Rosetta Street in Palmdale and Carmichael Road West. John's, we put fashion at your feet.
Craving some extra finger-licking good flavor? Well, love is in the air at KFC, and it's downright irresistible. KFC's Mega Love Bucket is filled with 8 pieces of the crispy Kentucky Fried Chicken that you love, and paired with 4 buttery biscuits, 8 saucy nuggets, large creamy mashed potatoes with gravy, and 4 sweet strawberry dessert biscuits. Pass by KFC today and crunch in love with a Mega Love Bucket. KFC is finger-licking good.
You're listening to Talking Heads with Naughty, hosted by Earl the Pearl. On Guardian Radio, 96.9 FM.
Not even the dogs that piss against the walls of Babylon shall escape the wrath I come to pour. And I shall burn them and burn them continuously, for they never cease to oppress the poor.
What's going on, Chris? How are you over there, man?
I'm great, man.
Are we ready to jump into this thing, TJ
great.
Jefferson? Are we ready to jump into this thing? Because we've been having,
stay ready, dog.
We've been having some serious clashes. You know how you know how you see these Star Wars movies or Star Trek movies where they just they light years beam in, or they zoom right in and they go right into this battle. They're in the middle of a firefight, right? Yeah. Above some planet, right? They just, oh my God,
light speed.
And we've been doing that in the baseball front for the last
We've been
several
coming
shows.
in hot.
I know.
Yeah.
Me and
Which
you.
I like.
You and me, and then you and me, TJ, right? And
you're hating on my guys.
Well, we haven't had a you versus Chris one yet, but
because we have no real, we beat them in the World Series in '86. I got no problems.
86. My God, that is.
Well, that was the only time we really crossed paths, unlike you two.
I wasn't even a Sox fan.
I mean, and it's so it is amazing that the century began with the Yankees defeating the Mets in the Subway Series, and now it's a Mets town 25 years later. It's crazy. And how many times have the Mets won since then? 0. So, the Yankees have won at least one in 2009.
They made it back more recently.
Yeah, absolutely.
Not really, because you were there last year.
I mean, we were there last year.
We got there in 15.
Doesn't mean they got there at least.
But also, this thing, Chris, about being a Mets town that he's so caught up on.
They put up a better fight than you did last year.
Oh, against the Dodgers?
Yeah, against the Royals, they put up a better fight.
Yeah.
Oh.
And plus, we beat you 4-0 last year.
Okay. Well, listen, it's now time for you to gang up on me because I'm sure you view this news as something.
This is honestly the best news that could have happened today.
This is like Ryan Day getting extended for Michigan.
That's what I'm talking
Is that
about.
what you're saying?
It's fantastic news.
No, Aaron Boone has a 2 years more runway.
Oh, that's it?
That's a great move.
Lifetime.
Lifetime. Forever.
Lifetime.
Yeah, it's interesting how the Yankees tweeted it out that he had a 2-year contract extension, and and the word it's the headline is extended. Like
that's a thing people are doing now.
No, I know, like memes and all.
Yeah, it's just the one big word.
I just I saw somebody's getting who's getting the Kurt Gowdy Award in the NBA this year. Somebody I forget who it was. Recipient,
right,
is the headline. It's just like I'm also very sensitive when it comes to that because
Woj just getting it.
It's Woj getting it? Yeah, recipient. Can we come with a better, like, hey, recipient? Hey, Mr. Extended. It doesn't sound good, right?
We'll wait 4 hours.
It doesn't, you know what I mean? You got to consult your doctor?
Yeah.
He's holding a bat, too, right? Yeah. It's like those commercials throwing a football through a tire next to a flowing river.
Is he going to be in a bathtub?
Someone taking a bath in an open field.
Oh, yes. Find out if that's right for you.
Yeah.
Oh, it's right for you. You don't need to consult your doctor.
But if you're experiencing these symptoms for 4 to 6 hours,
I'm sensitive to that because
we're calling backup.
Hanging up in our green room right now is the New York Times Sunday magazine cover that I was on back in the early aughts when they were doing a feature on me and Sports Center and whatever. And then it shows up, and the guy who wrote it, his piece was about a bunch of guys who are hanging out at 2 a.m. by themselves, and they're looking for a friend, and they find it in somebody like me on an overnight Sports Center or calling a baseball game in San Diego, as I did between the Padres and Expos that finished up 1-0 in the 10th inning. But anyway, the guys, that was his theme for the story, and so the headline is Mr. Lonely Nights over my face. And it's just like, that's not what I'm looking to be called. Mr. Lonely Nights. Extended.
At
any rate. So
you think this is congratulations.
great.
I love this news.
Why? Why do you love it? It's consistency. The Yankees are staying consistent. Their manager that series last year.
Oh, real tough to manage. Hey, Aaron, hit the ball far. Hey, Garrett,
I'm
throw
sure that's
it hard.
all he does.
Really, really hard.
I'm sure that's all he did.
Well, he does whatever the book tells him to and whatever Cashman tells him to.
Oh, God. Like every other manager is the Lone Ranger. Everyone else is going rogue. Get out of here, man. Every manager does the same thing. He's got the same
binder's
situation.
Been so good this century.
Guess what? The Dodgers are the same thing, and the Reds. Your guy Alex Cora is the same. Well, Alex Cora doesn't get notes on who should be the first baseman if it's a 1-score game and they're up by 2.
I care about the third baseman right now.
You should. Okay.
Lifetime contract.
What are the Yankees supposed to do? Just fire the guy? Have him go in without 2 years?
Hire someone.
That's
better.
fine.
Don't hire someone better. Keep extending Aaron Boone until the end of time.
He won the American League last year, Chris.
Really tough to do with the players that you had. Really tough.
Actually, the players that they
Congrats.
had.
Great job, Aaron. Wow, managing Juan Soto and Aaron Judge is so difficult.
Chris,
congratulations.
Chris, can we talk about a New York team, the team that actually runs New York? And
Let's
it's a
do
team,
it. I'd love to talk about
great news out of New York Mets camp, Rich. It was a tale, I would say, of giving, a tale of welcoming and receiving and just being what do you call a mensch? So to speak.
What
and
happened?
that would be the man named Juan Soto.
What about Juan Soto?
Do you know what Juan Soto happened to do for young Brett Beatty?
The Soto Beatty relationship is off to a great start.
Great start.
Nobody cares about it.
Start. I would say great doesn't even describe it. Juan Soto came to the New York Metropolitans, New York's #1 team. He wore number 22, but unfortunately someone else had that number. Mm-hmm. So what do you do in this case? Well, the youngster decided that he would give his number up. To the veteran do? Oh, let's check this out, radio fans. Brett Beatty walks out to the parking lot.
Yeah.
at Port St. Lucie, I believe, and he spies Juan Soto. He daps him up. He gives him a hug. And what is Juan Soto standing in front
Soto's
of?
in uniform.
With the keys to a brand new, blacked out Tahoe that he's giving the youngster in exchange for his number 22.
Oh, that's
what a
right.
great story.
Oh, what a great gesture.
Yeah, that's so nice.
Camaraderie.
In today's news cycle, Chris, where there's so much just, division and
isn't that lovely?
evilness, to see Juan Soto, the king of New York, like Frank White, just bring everybody together. and
Brett
bind
Beatty
the
probably
team.
has Juan Soto's phone number, too. I think that's awesome.
He was also kind of flaunting the number.
You can't buy love. You can't buy love.
It wasn't about buying it. Brett was
he's
going to
buying
give it up
love.
for
He's
nothing.
buying a teammate.
Is that your new background on your phone, TJ?
Oh, it already is.
Oh,
no, Brett didn't ask for anything. He was just giving it up. And one, being the giving person that he is, he said, let me reward you, young buck.
Okay.
Yeah. Something Aaron Judge.
That's what happens when you're a
the Yankees
mercenary. You
wouldn't
could
do.
start buying people's affection. That's what you can do.
Juan Soto's a single dad. Just buying his kids' affection.
But Chris, he didn't have to because nothing was asked for the number.
Nothing was asked.
He doesn't have to do
up.
it. You're right. He
Out of the kindness of his heart.
we have a new headline of extended. There's extended
See?
right there.
Oh, that's the fake photo.
Pardon me, distended. Distended.
Oh,
that
that's
should
the
be the
fake
headline there.
photo,
Distended.
though. That's the real one?
That's fake. I don't care what anybody says. That's fake.
Well,
I also like where our logo is. It looks like it's home plate.
Right.
Like the
That's
logo.
awesome.
Yeah, I like it.
Our
Yeah,
logo is
there
home
it is.
plate. That's pretty
All
cool.
At City Field,
thought
it
it
makes
was-
sense. Makes sense.
Man, so congratulations to Brett Beatty for wearing number 22 at the right time.
Yeah,
That's lovely.
it is.
That's great. Now they're going to be great.
But you guys got extended. That's a great story.
And an extended manager. That's what we got. So very good.
And you got one of your power hitters out for a while.
Who's that? Oh, is it Giancarlo Stanton is out for a while? Yeah, he might not make opening day, Giancarlo Stanton.
I do like Stanton, so I'm not going to.
Age
Crap on
35.
that.
Age 35. Giancarlo Stanton already having elbow issues going into opening day.
That's not good.
You know what? It's great.
That's great.
So no. It's all great. This is all great. What can we do? Who's going to have the most wins in Major League Baseball out of our three teams? You're out of this, Jay.
Oh,
No,
Yeah.
because you talk
By
about
the way,
buying
Rich, you
love.
wanna talk about
Talk buying love.
mercenaries? How
know what?
dare you?
You're the mercenary.
How are we a mercenary?
You're the mercenary.
This guy wanted to come to us.
No, this guy's not the mercenary over here. You're deferred. You defer. Okay, you must defer.
I mean, at all times, there
You're
is a Dodger
deferring.
fan sitting here now.
Okay.
I mean, I should.
come on. I mean,
Del Tufo is a,
O'Shea blessed Del
By the
Tufo
way,
yesterday.
O'Shea has no.
That was embarrassing.
I would love to ask O'Shea Jr.'s dad
Embarrassing.
if a lifelong Yankee fan should be allowed to say I'm a Dodger fan now, and there is no way Cube would at all say that.
I
And
tell you
son,
what, I
and
don't
son
think
of
that
Cube
would
That was
to
embarrassing.
welcome Mike Del Tufo. Tell Del Tufo that he's fine to be a Dodger fan. It's pathetic. That's the only way to put it.
I agree with you.
It's pathetic.
Right?
It's pathetic.
Well, we know Del Tufo.
So-
He'll tell you he's not
No,
going to
no, no.
lie, then lie in the next breath to you.
Yankees,
So.
Mets.
He's got a Yankee hat still sitting here.
Exactly.
Also, that's signed by somebody, right?
Exactly, I'm sure. Yankees, Mets, Red Sox. Who has the most wins
Well, I
at
say
the end of
that's a Twitter
2025? You say,
Oh,
okay.
let's put it up.
Put it up there.
on Twitter.